Hello, everybody. What's going on? I can tell you what's going on here is the freezing cold. This is the first year in a long time that I've seen snow actually like stick in December. Usually we get snowfall in December, but then it goes away. We don't really usually have cold or a lot of snow until at least January. The last 3 days topped out at like 7 degrees out, and it's snowing for the second time already this month. Yuck. But that's okay, because I have been keeping myself busy inside, reading seed catalogs and reading new books that I have, and planning for the new greenhouse to be up, which hopefully it will be done this weekend. I can't wait to show you guys that. My phone throws a fit in the cold, so I was like, not gonna bring it out there and show you guys today because it's snowing and it's freezing. But hopefully soon the sun will come out. I can bring you guys out there and we can take a look around. So I have been looking at, this is my first time ever receiving a Baker Creek catalog, and it's fantastic. It's beautiful. They do a really good job with it. And the reason that I was so excited about the Baker Creek catalog, other than the fact that I have seed catalog obsession, like I'm sure many of you, is because I got the most pleasant surprise the other day. I had forgotten that I had participated in a homesteading, like, secret Santa gifting thing, and I had gifted my person like right off the bat, and then kind of forgotten about it. And I got a delivery the other day, and I mean, this person went all out. I had cookies, I had seed starting trays, and I got this really awesome edible flower garden book. It is fantastic. It is so cool. She goes into great detail about how to use her favorite edible flowers. She spent time trying all of the edible flowers she could think of, and she put all of her favorites in this book. How she uses them, how to grow them, everything. It's all right here. So cool. So I went through and I matched up her favorite edible flowers with the stuff that's available in the Baker Creek catalog. Because I decided, I was sitting around and, me and Paul both decided that this year would be a good year to go even bigger with the farm business. And so I have a problem committing to growing something, because growing stuff is a lot of work. I have a problem committing to growing something if it's not useful to me in any way. So I never grow flowers. It's a lot of work to put into something that's not really going to benefit me in any way other than to look at it, of which I hardly ever have time to stop and look at flowers, unfortunately. But then I got that book and I thought, what if I was the first, place in my area, first farm in my area to focus on, to sell flower seedlings in the spring, but to focus on only edible flowers or flowers that are high pollinator attractants. So the bees, they love them. They'll always come into them. You want to put them in your garden to get those pollinators in. And that would give them purpose to me, and then I would be committed to growing them. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to grow edible flowers. We're going to educate our customers about edible flowers, and it's going to be really fun. I'm really excited. We're also taking on a new part-time employee this year. I'm really excited. She's been a very, very loyal customer to our business for years and years. And I know that she will be just as committed to my work as I am. So that will be fun. So that's one of the things that I've been doing. And the other thing that I've been doing is seed swapping like crazy. I told you guys in my last video that we've been seed swapping. I was trying to seed swap. Well, I've swapped like 20 varieties already, and it has been so much fun. So I just kind of wanted to go over with you guys how I go about making a seed swap list, how I go about shipping stuff out, because I also recently started a Maine Seed Swap Facebook group, and that will be really fun. So if you're in Maine, look that up on Facebook and join us over there. So the first thing I did to make a seed swap list, and I did this before I was even gonna seed swap because I needed to know what I had on hand. All of my seeds were just kind of thrown in a bag. They still are, but at least now I know what I have. So I wrote down just all of my seeds. I mean, you can see the light's kind of not helping, but it's all on both sides of this folder, okay? And I just went ahead and put a Sharpie mark next to each variety that I knew I was willing to swap for whatever reason. Maybe I didn't like them last year when I grew them, or maybe I have a lot of them and I don't need that many because I'm going to try other varieties. So I put a mark next to every variety that I'm willing to swap, and then I put that down on a list. But when I did my list, I went through and I packaged up, pre-packaged all of my seed swap baggies. So I would look like I have a bag of green okra, and I knew that I had approximately a full package, which is a lot. I knew that I didn't need that much because okra is really easy to save the seeds from. So I knew that I could give up 3 seed swaps worth of okra. So I bagged those right up. And these little baggies are fantastic. You can get them on Amazon super cheap. So I bagged those right up, and then I stuck them right back in the green okra bag. So they're all together. If somebody says, hey, I want to swap this for green okra, I grab the green okra bag, I pull a baggie out, I go about my business. So that's how I did that. And then, as I was doing that, I wrote out my list of everything that I'm willing to swap. I wrote down how many swaps worth of each that I had next to them. And as I swap them, I go through and I cross it out if I use one and write the new number down. So that's how I'm organizing it, and that's how I'm keeping track of it. And so then once I get a request to swap with somebody, I go ahead and I pull that packet out. So let's use okra again. Someone says, hey, I want to swap your green okra for my, I don't know. I've got so much. What is on my wish list? I don't have a wish list written down. It's online, but I don't have my wish list. Write down your wish list too. That's a good one. Write down your wish list. Okay, so someone says they want to trade something for my green okra. Maybe a few other things. I grab a trading packet of green okra out of the bag. I'm going to use a Sharpie to write on this exactly what it is, exactly what variety. This would literally just be green okra. It's seeds of change. So I'd write green okra on this. I would then take a regular envelope, and the only reason that I involve this isn't necessary. The reason that I do it is because then they have a place to keep all these little packets that they get from me if they don't have any other sort of organization system going on. If I'm just sending these, I would lose these. So I send them in these. I put all the packets they want in a regular envelope. Usually I write, thank you so much, the Willette family, Wicked Quill and Pork on the envelope, so on and so forth. Put it in the envelope. And then I use these to ship my seed swap seeds in. Now, some people don't. Some people just kind of like wrap them in bubble wrap and stick them in a regular envelope and ship them like that. I've had a few come in still crushed or ripped open and lost, which is not the end of the world. But I want to make sure that the seeds that I'm sending to somebody are getting there safe, because to me, wasted seeds is wasted food. So I use these. These are cheap, you guys. I get a 12 pack at Walmart for like $4.88 or something like that. So they're not even 50 cents each. So I use these. There's already places for addresses. They're super easy. So address it up. Put your envelope with your swaps in the thing and send it out. And that's it. That's how I keep track of my seed swaps that I have available. That's how I make my list, and that's how I send them out. So you might ask, well, what do you do with all of the seeds that you get in? Some people do send them in the little plastic baggies like I do, and in that case that's super awesome. If they don't, I have plenty. Like I said, you can buy them on Amazon. They come, there's a lot in there. I've already used a bunch, and there's still a lot in there. Reasonably priced. Definitely worth it to have them on hand. And then, so if they don't come in one of those already, I put them in one and label it. And then I have 3 regular envelopes that are all labeled for different things here, that I keep them on hand. I've gotten a couple of like surprised, here's another variety that you didn't ask for. And if it's a variety that I'll use, I put it in one of these envelopes. If it's not, I throw it in there and I put it on my halves to trade list. Because then again, seeds that I'm not going to use are, to me, seeds wasted that somebody else might want to use. So my 3 envelopes are labeled flowers. And I think I just have 2. Yep, I have Mexican torch, sunflowers, and I have nasturtiums. These are mystery nasturtiums. The person had no idea what color they are. He had lost the packaging. That's okay, because all nasturtiums are yummy. And then I have one that says personal/garden. Now, my other one says sale. And here's the thing. Some of my personal/garden ones are obviously going to be a sale, because I'm going to grow them into vegetables and then sell the vegetables in our CSA packages. So these technically, yes, a lot of them are going to be sale seeds. But the difference is the personal garden ones, which I have Jarradale pumpkin, pak choi, purple top rutabaga, and habanada. So those 3 things are things that I know that we're gonna eat. So I'm gonna grow them specifically to go into our garden for our CSA shares and for our own personal homesteading use. And that's why it says personal garden. Now the sale one, which is just 2 packets right now, and they're Big Boy tomatoes and Better Boy tomatoes. It says sale because these are not going to go into my garden unless I have extras. These are going to be grown and sold as tomato seedlings. These are both really, yeah, they're both hybrids, I'm pretty sure. So they're both like high production, decent hybrids that people like to buy. They're familiar with them as seedlings from like big box stores and whatnot, so they'll be familiar with them off of our farm. and so they'll snatch those up as seedlings pretty quickly. So those are in the sale envelope, and that's why. And that's the difference between my sale envelope and my personal and garden envelope. Even though the ones in the personal and garden, I'll be selling them at a different point, at a different stage in their growth. So then that's how I store the seeds that I get from other people. And I still have some on the way. So like I said, I've done really good. I've gotten a lot of varieties, and I've only spent $4 in postage. $4 in postage and like, I don't know, 38 cents, roughly around there each for 4 of these. So so a little over $5, and I think I've traded for 15 to 20 varieties. That's not bad at all. And like I said, a lot of these people send like extras. They'll send surprise varieties. But you know, mostly then you have those connections. A couple of them I've friend requested on my Facebook. I've had hours of conversation with them. One of them was actually looking to move to our state soon. She has a 5-year plan and she wants to move to Maine. And we spent a little while talking about her options up here as far as work and where she wants to be located. She wanted to be somewhere rural and country, but she also wants to be able to access the coast, which isn't hard to do in Maine, because the coast, even though we're kind of like, we're not in a city, obviously, where we're at, and but we're still only like 30 to 45 minutes from the coast, which might sound like a distance for you guys depending on where you're at, but here it's perfectly normal for your closest grocery store to be 20 to 30 minutes away. So my closest like shopping grocery places is 20 minutes that way, 30 minutes that way, and then a few years ago they put one in the other direction that's only like 15 minutes away, so that was nice. But 20 to 30 minutes, and that's normal. So that's how I manage and do seed swaps, and they're really worth it and they're really fun. So I would suggest you guys try them out. I will link below the groups that I'm in. I'll link my Maine group that I own. If you're in Maine, please join that. And I'll link below the other big group that I'm in, because they're awesome, and that's where I've done all my trades so far, and they've been a blast. It's a really awesome group. The admins do a really good job. So I'll link that below as well. So hop on Facebook and head on over to those groups, check them out. And I'm gonna go start some seeds, because I've got to get cold weather crops started to go into the brand new greenhouse. And that'll be fun. I'll show you guys the greenhouse hopefully soon. It's still snowing, but so have a fantastic weekend. We're almost there. It's Thursday. Almost there, guys. And we'll talk soon.